What up? What up? What up? Hey y'all, it's Cassidy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're old, if you're new, welcome to my channel. I post videos all about filmmaking, content creation, and branding. So if those are things that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications to be notified whenever I post. Follow me on the gram and let's get it. Today we're talking all about how I plan my film shoots. Alright y'all, so this video is a part of my Create a Web Series that I've been posting throughout this month. Make sure to go and check out the other 3 videos in this series if you guys are very interested in filmmaking, how I made my web series top 5, or just want to learn how to create content. This video I really want to focus on what went into planning and scheduling for my web series. I'm so excited to talk about this video because I feel like one of my personal skills is organization, and I feel like without organization I would not be able to make these films happen. So this is a very important topic, especially for anyone who wants to be a producer like me. So if you guys watched the last video, which was about script writing, I mentioned something called a scene breakdown sheet, which is basically whenever you finish writing your script, you break down every scene. So every scene in a scene breakdown sheet, it typically will say ask you the location, the page of the scene, which scene it is, which cast is in that scene, which crew you need for that scene, what equipment, props, special effects, hair, makeup, basically everything that you need to have prepared to create that scene. And I love scene breakdown sheets because whenever I'm planning and scheduling, I know exactly what has to be on set for each scene. Let's use the top 5 coffee shop scene as an example. So I know we're shooting in the coffee shop, so of course my location is gonna be the coffee shop. That was one of the first scenes. I think it was like scene 2A or something like that, so I put scene 2A on that list, and then I was like, okay, the crew I'm gonna need is all of the top 5. So all the girls who are playing the top 5 girls, I knew I was gonna need the coffee waiter Nathan in that film, and then I was gonna need coffee cup props. I was gonna need some kind of tray for the coffee cup to be carried on. I was gonna need Nathan in some kind of apron or uniform. The girls were gonna have to be dressed as, college students, which they were, so wardrobe was a little bit easy for me in that one. And I knew there was like a scene where they're passing around their phones. Everyone on set has a phone, so I didn't really have to worry too much about that, but those would be the props that I had in there. I knew for that scene I was just gonna need lighting, camera, tripod. Wasn't too crazy of a scene. The scene breakdown helped that tremendously. I don't have to go back in my script and try to reread it and figure out everything and miss some items and be freaking out when I'm on set. It was all in the scene breakdown sheet. When it came down to filming day, I've had a meeting with the actors. They have their scripts, they know what's going on. I have my crew, we're all set, we're good to go. We have the script, we're ready. When it came down to actual filming, the first thing that I would do was get my cast and crew's schedules. Sometimes I would do location first, but it just depended on the situation. But one of the biggest things I would do is get the schedule for my cast and crew, especially my cast, because I needed my cast for certain scenes. So they would send me their schedule for the week, and I would look at everybody's schedules, and I would even my own schedule, and I was working at the time, and so I'd look at everybody's schedules and I'd try to figure out when everyone was free to be in whatever scenes they needed to be in. So I think at first I was trying to shoot by episode, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot all episode 1, all episode 2, but then I realized it'd be easier for me to shoot based off of location, so I ended up just trying to shoot based off location and getting certain locations done, or shoot based off availability. But the biggest thing I'll do is get everyone's schedule, and once I got their schedule, I would go into like an Excel sheet or Google Sheets, and I would type up a master schedule for the filming for that week. We're gonna shoot this scene, we're gonna shoot the first scene, it's gonna be in the coffee shop, and I'll put like the address to where we're shooting it. I'll put who I need in that scene, which episode it was, so they knew which episode to go over and what scene we're doing. I put whatever cast I needed, I put whatever crew I needed, I would put the times that they would have to be there, and then I had a section for wardrobe. I typically didn't actually put wardrobe because, like I said, they were playing the roles of people that they already were, so wardrobe wasn't too serious for that web series. And then what else was in there? And I'd put any props in there. So sometimes, since it was very low budget and it was a student film, my actors would just bring the props that they already had. So if you need a laptop, they would just bring their laptop, or I always had my laptop on set, so I just use my laptop. But those were the things that I had in the schedule. I would color code the schedule based off of the day, and then I would send it out, and then I would almost immediately get messages back of people like, oh wait, actually I'm not available at this date or time, and so I would just do a quick fix to the schedule, and then I would send it back out, and yeah, that's how the schedule was created. So like I said, location has a big thing to do with scheduling. So when I knew what locations that I wanted, one thing I did was I used my line sister's apartments a lot. So I just asked them like, hey, when is a good time when I can use your apartment to shoot a few scenes? I'll be there from, it'll take, about this amount of time to shoot, and they would let me know, good times for me to shoot at their locations. That did have a lot to do with that final schedule that I made. I used a local coffee shop on/near campus of the school I was at, Howard University. And so same thing, I asked them if I could film before they opened, and so I just had to pay a fee to film before they opened so that we could have the whole coffee shop to ourselves while we're shooting. So now I have this perfect schedule that fits my cast and my crew schedules, and I have all the information on there that they need to know as far as how long we're filming and which scene we're filming. I have my locations secured and my locations are approved, and we're good to shoot there. So the day of the shoot happens, we show up. And so again, like I said, the scene breakdown sheet is going to help a lot with making sure I show up with the right things. Personally, I brought all my equipment to every single scene, unless it was like I knew it was a small scene, then I'll just bring a few things, but I was just so nervous. This is my first major production, so I was really nervous. I just brought every bit of equipment to every scene just in case. So that was the last big thing about my planning a film process, was just knowing what props, equipment, wardrobe, everything that had to be there, because it was a lot to have PAs running around to try and grab stuff last minute. Of course it happens, you can't always be perfect, but it was just great to already have that broken down. So those are the biggest components when it comes to planning your film shoot, you guys. Knowing your cast and crew schedules, having those scene breakdown sheets, and getting the location schedules. And then from there, you're able to fully flesh out and plan a week of shooting, a month of shooting, however further into the future you can plan. So those are my tips on planning your film shoot. Next week, we're going to be talking about budgeting and making money for your web series, your film, so that you can produce it. And yeah.